What's up, y'all? I haven't made a video on this channel in a long time, so I figured I would tell y'all something very simple. Just three things that I do that I've always done that I continue to do that I think help my Spanish a lot. So for anyone that's maybe new here, uh, I started learning Spanish almost 5 years ago, and within a couple of years, I got to a point where I could fluently have conversations without switching back to English. Blah blah blah. Then I moved to Colombia after that, and then now I'm back. I'm back in the United States, but I still like to keep up my Spanish. So I'm going to tell you things that I've done and that I continue to do. First thing, have real conversations. I know everyone hates that, but that's the way, man. That's the way. That's the best way to learn stuff. That's the best way to hear how stuff is supposed to naturally sound. That's the best way to pick up new words when you're learning something in context. So for me right now, I have coworkers that speak Spanish. Um, and I'm gonna say they don't speak great English. So we have full conversations, full days in Spanish, not just like one or two words. That keeps me on my toes. Um, I'm a strength and conditioning coach, so a lot of our conversations are about sports and about how to set up this game for this person, this practice for this. So it's a lot of there's always some new words to learn. You pull out a hula hoop or something, and you're like, I never thought I would be thinking of how to say a hula hoop in Spanish. So those are the things that you find out that you don't know um, through real life conversations. If you study, you might never think of that word. It's just like when you're a kid, you read fairy tales and you learn words like elf and dwarf, and those don't really pop up in real life conversations, but they're still helpful to know because you never know when you're going to have to use it. So you don't want to find out in the conversation that you don't know that word if you have the chance. Okay, second thing I do, I've always done this since I've been at a level where I could mainly understand what I'm hearing. Transcriptions. If anyone is watching this that's a part of my Spanish WhatsApp group, this is my favorite thing to do. I think it's the best thing that I ever did for my listening comprehension. A lot of people, even if they think they're understanding most of what they hear, they're usually not. And you find that out through doing transcription. So I'm going to kind of take you through the way to do it. Um, the first thing I would do if I were you is find something that you know has subtitles, accurate subtitles, or what is it called? It would be a transcription sheet. So once you know you have that to check your work, what you're gonna do is play the video, whether it be a podcast, movie, TV show, whatever. You play a segment, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and on the first listen, you try to write what you hear. No subtitles, no nothing, no help. Look at what you wrote. Okay, you're missing some things. Listen to it a second time, try to see if you can get what you're missing. I try to keep the attempts low because in real life, you can ask someone to repeat something, but you're not gonna ask them 10 times to repeat something. So my goal is to try to get everything on the first go. If I can't, I try to get it back on the second go. Just like in real life, maybe you don't hear something, you say, "Hey, can you repeat that for me?" And I try to get it that way. Then I use the subtitles or the transcription sheet to check my work to see how far I was off. Because, like I said, what you'll find is that in your head, of course, you understand everything you're hearing, and you check your work, and you're like, "Oh wow, this is very different." And when you can get a couple words wrong, and it can completely change the meaning of what was said to you or what you heard. Like, for example, sometimes if you ask someone, "Did you understand the gist of what you heard?" They'll say, "Yeah," and they'll tell you something. And it could be accurate, but it could be wrong. I think getting the gist of what you heard is good in the beginning stages because you're listening to simple stuff. If someone says, "Pick up this can of water," maybe you don't know the word for can, but you know they were saying, "Pick up this water." That's the gist. That's going to help you. Now, if you're in a work meeting or you're doing something complicated, maybe someone says, "Hey, I know you think you're putting in a lot of effort, but we need you to match us. We need you to go harder." Now, if you ask someone what the gist was and they said, "Oh, they said putting in a lot of effort and to keep going hard," you might have got most of those words correct, but you got the message completely misconstrued. They're telling you you're not putting in enough effort and you need to go harder. And what you thought they said was that you're putting in effort and to keep going hard. And like I said, you find that stuff out by doing the transcription. So if you've never done a transcription before, I'm telling you, your listening comprehension is going to go through the roof when you do it frequently, because you're going to start recognizing those blended sounds. You're going to start hearing things that are always used in the same context, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm going to group the next thing. I'm going to group two things together. So I'm a voracious reader. I'm an avid reader. I read so much, it's insane. And I think that's helped my Spanish a lot. I learned a lot of words through books. And yeah, it's just, I love reading. So books, and I take free college courses. I will put a picture and a link to the site that I use to take college courses. But I mean, I take psychology courses in Spanish. I've taken a few different college courses about things that interest me. And, they're free college courses on the site. Like I said, I'll put the link. It's not like you have to keep it up. You're not paying for anything. If you think it's too hard, you can just stop. It's fun to me. Maybe not to somebody else, but it's fun to me to read through a psychology book and then try to do the assignment. And like I said, you find a lot of things out in real world settings. You find out how much you know or don't know something. So reading and doing free college courses, I started doing that, I don't know, a couple years ago, the college course thing. I still do it. I've always read. If y'all ever want like a list of books, I can make a video about that, or I could put it on the community tab, because I have like, at this point, there has to be at least 100 books that I've read in Spanish. At least. There's more than that, but I'm just saying at least. I don't know what you guys' reading taste is like, but I could give you a list. And I'm gonna add one more thing into this group, because I said I was gonna do three things and I don't want to make a fourth thing. I do watch TV shows and movies in Spanish. So same thing. If you guys want some recommendations, I'm your guy. I watch all kinds of stuff. And let me tell you something that kind of ties into the second point. I'm all over the place. Kind of ties into the second point. What I like to do is not watch stuff on Netflix, because Netflix, it tends to be stuff that doesn't originate in the country, or at least it's made for international audiences. I use a site called VIX. It's called VIX Plus, and the movies and shows on there, like, are from the country. You know what I mean? Like, you could type in Colombia on there, and you're gonna get like some bootleg Dollar General great value brand type shit that they made in their backyard. You know what I mean? So like the accent's more authentic, because it's made for them. It's not a Spanish learner site. Like it's a Spanish speaker site. So it's not catered to students. Like, it's just straight up shows and movies in Spanish. Um, so that could be really good. Other than that, I really just put this together because I just wanted to say hi to y'all. I haven't said nothing in like months. I'm still gonna do my stream tonight. So if you're watching this and you want to see me on the stream, I'm gonna be on the stream in a couple of hours. It's Sunday for me right now. So, anyways, I'm out. I need to take a nap. Catch y'all later. Peace.